Welcome to the game room. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this Let's Paint, we're going to paint Attack of the Greys. There's 3 models in here. I've already done the first one, but with this super simple technique, you'll be able to get these done really quickly. I didn't want to do the green. I thought about doing the green, but I didn't want to do the green since they are grays. I decided to go with gray. So let me show you what our end result is going to look like. And here he is. And it came out pretty darn good for this super simple technique. So, I mean, it's not really a technique, it's just the same thing we always do. Super simple, let's get them on the table and get them done. But you can get all these guys painted up really quick, really fast. So, I think if you do want to do the green, you could do it with Warp Lightning and, you know, cut it down like I'm doing with the Silicon Gray with the contrast, probably about 3 contrasts to one of these, and try it and see how that works for you. I did not try that. I went straight with gray. So to do this, Basilicanum Gray and contrast medium, 3 to 1. So to do that, let me zoom back out here just a little bit. Always start with your medium. Don't stick the brush in your color and stick it in your medium, or your medium will be ruined. But we want basically 3 brushfuls of medium. A bit more, it's hard to see, but it is there. And then 1 of that. And we're going to just mix it all together. Now, as always, we've started with Gray Sear Primer. And I'm not sure that camera angle is any better. Let's go back to where we were. All right. And then we're just going to brush it on. So our first color is Basilicanum Gray. We're going to come back and do a dry brush on him after this dries. And unfortunately, it's a contrast paint, so we do need to wait for this to dry before we move on. So we will do that. But just go ahead and get it all over him. And don't let it pool, just get on there, and if you need to go back and touch up some spaces too. You want it down in the recesses, but you don't want it to just pool on top of his skin. Unless that's the effect you want, you could easily do that. Alright, with that, pull a little bit more off there. We are going to come back with a dry brush on this, so that'll help eliminate any additional dark patches that may have shown up, like on his head here. You kind of want that in there, but then we'll come back with an ash gray and we'll do a dry brush and we'll clean some of that up and we'll do his eyes. Alright, so with that, we're going to pause the recording here and you can kind of see where we're at. Oops, sorry. Just get the wash all the way around, and now you're just going to let him sit and dry for about 20-30 minutes because it's a contrast paint. So we'll come back then. Alright, so now that the Basilicanum contrast is dry, we're going to do ash gray. And this is just going to be a dry brush. and not a heavy dry brush, just enough to lighten him back up. So here's where we're at. There we go. And he's a little darker than we want, so we're going to lighten him up just a little bit. Now, you've seen dry brush in the other videos. You're going to get some on your, we're going to get some paint on our bristles, and then we're going to use a very stiff brush. And you're going to wipe most of that off. Okay, now, as these are resin, you don't want to just hit them too hard. You can snap them. So, very lightly, a little too much on there. Just go over, and you're just wanting to hit the high points. And it'll just lighten him up. You can see that happening as we do this. All right. Not too shabby. All right, so our last step before we base him is we're going to do the eyes. Now, the eyes, I chose Vallejo's metallic black. And I like the metallic black because it has a metallic sheen to it, and every picture of gray aliens I've seen, they have a focus. There we go. They have their eyes glow. So you could use like a gloss black, or if you don't have, you could just use a black and then hit it with a I'm not finding it. Hit it with like a hard coat, that'll give it a gloss shine, but I'm going to use the metallic black, and you are struggling to focus today. Alright, hopefully we're in a spot where you can see. Now luckily his eyes kind of bulge, which makes it a little easier to paint. And we're just going to work the paint for that eye. And on this side. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we're going to let that dry for a couple minutes, and then we're going to come back and we're going to base them. So hold on just a moment. Okay, so like we've done the other bases in this series, I use the sandy paste that I've had in the past, and with that I just used the contrast fire slayer, and I put over it, and we get this effect. So to that I'm going to use a little bit of super glue. We're going to use some of the flock that we used for the tree bases, just to put a little grass on there, and then we're going to give it some depth with some of these tufts that I've picked up either from Woodland Scenics. I think these came from Army Painter, and then we'll get him based. I don't know why I have it on here, don't do that. So get an idea of where he's going to fit. You know, he'll sit somewhere right in the middle. So we'll put a little grass here, a little more over here on the edge, like so. And this, I'm just going to take this, stick it in my grass, tap off the extra. Now they kind of fit in with the trees a little bit, but now it's really just to kind of give it a ground coating. What's really going to, you know, make the base is going to be putting on these little tufts. And pick a few spots. Probably should have picked out ones that I thought would be good. Let me switch back to this camera and zoom out a tad. Don't want anything too big. I like that one right there. Stick that one, say, here. And we'll just use something to kind of help poke that down. And I've got some of these, which are just kind of wild. Let's stick one of these like here. And we'll do another small one of these next to it, like right there. Just to kind of break it up a little bit, give it a little bit different colors. All right, and now I've got these little wooden things. Usually you'll see me using like glue dots, but these guys, since they have very little footing, would not stick to the glue dots at all. So I actually had to super glue them to these little wood bases. And so you just very carefully cut them off and look to see how we want to position him. Like that, like that. I kind of like that. Kind of looks like he's hidden. So figure out how his feet are going to touch. And not too much. And let's go ahead and get him stuck in, like right there. And there you go. And just like that, these guys are done. You know, literally 3 colors. And that's it. The silicon gray with the contrast medium, the ash gray to dry brush, and a color for the eyes. I used metallic black. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should have done the green. They're called gray, so I thought I'd go with gray. I like the gray. I think these came out. I'm going to get my last guide base, and I'll show you some pictures of what they look at the end of this video. But anyway, thanks for watching. Give a like, subscribe, let me know what you think, leave a comment, and thanks for watching. Let me show you those pictures.